Alright, hello to everyone watching. I'm Justin Folks, and today we have another Canada Women's National Team preview. And this one is a little special to say the least. This one will be Desiree Scott's farewell tour. They will be going up against Haiti, which will be a two-legged friendly. But first, I would like to highlight Desiree Scott's career real quick. Scott was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and began playing for the Canada Women's National Team in 2010. She began her professional career with the Vancouver Whitecaps, as well as then playing college at the University of Manitoba in between her stints with Vancouver, before heading to the U.S. to play for FC Kansas City. She ended up in Nottingham, England, playing for Notts County before returning to FC Kansas City. Afterwards, she headed over to Salt Lake City to play for the Utah Royals, before once again returning to Kansas City to play for current NWSL club Kansas City Current. This year, she decided to stay around for the inaugural season of the NSL and is currently playing for the Ottawa Rapid in the capital of Canada. For her national team career that began in 2010, she played in a total of 187 matches. Throughout her international career, she'd be a part of multiple FIFA Women's World Cups and the Olympics as well. She has been a part of winning gold at the 2011 Pan American Games in Guadalajara, Mexico, 2 bronze medals in the 2012 Olympics in London, and the 2016 Olympics in Rio, Brazil, as well as the gold medal in the 2020 Olympics in 2021 in Tokyo, Japan. It's very cool that we get to see Desiree Scott put the Canada kit on one more time, so that number will not be 187 coming up. So very happy for her. I'm very happy to see what she's doing right now in the NSL. She seems very happy right now to be doing what she's doing and just bring leadership and help inspire other players, you know. Highlighting what this FIFA International window is, there's 2 matches, which, as mentioned, Canada will play Haiti. What the schedule looks like for Canada going against Haiti coming up, the first match will be on May 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. local time at Princess Auto Stadium in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And then for June 3rd, they'll go over to Montreal, Quebec to play at the Saputo Stadium, with that match being at 7:30 p.m. Eastern and local time over there. A little about Haiti. They're, I would say, somewhat under the radar. They're ranked 53rd in FIFA, 6th in CONCACAF, and they did appear in the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup, and they lost all their games in Group D. They played some good sides too, and they didn't really lose by much, and majority of their players play in France right now. So I don't really have a lot of information on Haiti, honestly, so I hope that was just a really idea of who they are. And then on the other hand, I wanted to highlight the Canada Women's Under-20 team right now. They are playing the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship, just coming off a 7-1 victory against Panama, with notable players such as Janet Okeke, Geneva Hernandez-Gray, and then Annabelle Chukwu as players to note on their current roster. Now we're going to highlight the roster going into this international window, and thankfully I've waited because a lot of information has came out. The first one I wanted to point out is Casey Stoney will be away due to a personal matter. That is the manager. So Natalie Henderson will be the interim manager for the next 2 matches, which we'll go a little later in about who she is. And then we're going to talk about the additions. Latif Abdou comes in as a replacement. Simi Awujo returns from an injury precaution. Sarah Shavashi receives her first call-up. Jordan Heidema makes a return from injury. Mary Levasseur returns to the national team for the first time in a while. Desiree Scott features in her farewell tour. Olivia Smith returns from an injury. And Evelyn Vines is also back after being injured. On the injury list, and not everyone on this list is actually injured, but to the point, Kadesha Buchanan remains out. Cindy Collins is still out. Chloe Lacasse continues to recover from a torn ACL. Ashley Lawrence ended up leaving camp due to a personal matter. Michelle Prince was injured during training. Quinn is out of the lineup with another injury. Dean Rose is out with an undisclosed injury, and Jade Riviere is also another player out. Players that are not with the national team now that we most recently saw are defender Ella Adi, forward Nyla Rose, and midfielder Carly Wickenheiser. Alright, I'm going to discuss a couple new faces. The first one, I'm going to go over the interim manager, Natalie Henderson. Natalie Henderson is from Newcastle, England, and she last managed the England under-17s and had a lot of quality results within that program. And Henderson was named as one of the assistant managers under Casey Stoney earlier this year. So she looks like she has a lot of good energy, so I look forward to what she's going to bring to the national team. I'm sure it'll be fun. The new player coming into the women's national team is Zara Shavashi. I'm not sure how accurate this one is, but based on what I've gathered, it seems like when she was in Canada, it was Hamilton, Ontario. If not, it could have been Oakville, Ontario, but I'm sticking with Hamilton based on what I've gathered. And she currently plays for the Orlando Pride of the NWSL. A little about Shavashi. She is a dual national who was born in Newark, Delaware, to parents that became citizens of Canada who both have different origins. She is a defender who is primarily a center back. Earlier this year, she signed her first professional contract, and she is a recent graduate from Wake Forest University, who she most recently led to the NCAA D1 Championship Final as a senior, and since has played 4 matches since the start of the season in the NWSL. And notably, in March, she was part of the USA Women's National Team, but she did not feature as she was just a training player, and she is also eligible for Iran and Vietnam. She is, I believe, 5'8". I've seen like a million heights, like 5'7", 5'8", 5'9". We'll just stick with 5'8", honestly. That could be, you know, a big center back if you think about it for like the foreseeable future for either USA or Canada. I mean, Vietnam's even appeared in the Women's World Cup, so the possibilities are somewhat endless, but hopefully she's convinced to play for Canada, but we'll see. Next up, we're going to go over what my starting 11 is going to look like. I'm just going to go really basic here. We're going to go simple. We're going to go with a 4-4-2. So with the lineup, I have Caitlin Sheridan locked in as the goalkeeper. At left back, we have Gabrielle Carl, who has established herself well. The 2 center backs will include Shalina Sidorsky on the left and Vanessa Gilles on the right. The right back of choice would be Jade Rose, who has shown her ability to start as a right back. Out wide in the midfield on the left, we have Marie Yasmin Aladou with Janice Sonis out on the right, which I expect them to play as wingbacks and open play up, with Desiree Scott getting her last opportunity to start in the midfield alongside Jessie Fleming. The 2 forwards up top of choice will be Red Hot Adriana Leon and Jordan Heinema returning from an injury, so she is healthy right now. For the substitutes, we end up getting a lot of forwards back from injuries, but we end up losing some midfielders in return, so I have to find ways to make some adjustments. So we're going to start this one off real quick. Olivia Smith is a scoring machine, but she also has a lot of pace in general. I feel she could be one of those X-factor substitutes early on for Sonis. She did an absolute great job for Liverpool. My second substitute is going to be Emma Regan, who has continued to improve playing at AFC Toronto, is becoming a true leader. I don't expect Desiree Scott to play the entirety of the match, so in return it'd be nice to see a young player shine in her position. For my third substitute, Evelyn Viennes is a great option off the bench as a forward who has also returned from injury. Jordan Heinema is also coming off an injury, so I feel this substitute works hand in hand. And for substitute number 4, I've thought about this one. The demand for Zara Shavashi seems higher than I anticipated. She deserves an opportunity to come on and replace veterans Selena Sidorsky. She also has the opportunity to play alongside Vanessa Gilles. And for my last substitute, it'd probably be a hard thing to substitute your captain, but I feel Simi Wujo has a lot to offer at a very young age. It is only a friendly after all, and her work ethic could be a solid late substitute for Jessie Fleming. So that's what I'm going with for my lineup. We're going to do my predictions for both matches. I went a little more in detail this time around. So for the first match in Winnipeg, I'm going with a 4-0 win with 2 goals from Leon. We're going to give Desiree Scott her first career international goal. It's possible. And then we're going to do one for Viennes coming off the bench. And then in the match in Montreal, I'm going to do a 3-1 victory. We'll do 1 goal for Haiti, 1 goal for Alidou, and then 1 goal for Emma Regan coming off the bench, who scored a screamer in Montreal in the NSL recently. So those are going to be my predictions, which is total of 7-1 on the score sheet if you put 2 matches together for aggregate. Before I end this video, I figured it'd be cool to highlight the NSL. If you haven't seen my NSL introduction video, what the league is all about, feel free to check that out. I'll probably post that video at the end, so if you want to see it, check it out for sure. So what we're going to do to highlight the NSL right now, we're going to go over the current table, we'll go over the goals, assists, and saves leader, and we'll also highlight what our current Canada Women's National Team players are currently doing in that league. Currently on top of the table, we have the Montreal Roses with 11 points, tied with the Vancouver Rise. And then in third, you have AFC Toronto, who has 1 game in hand with 10 points. And then in fourth, you have the Ottawa Rapid, and tied with them is the Calgary Wild in fifth. And then all the way down in sixth, you just have the Halifax Tides, just with a single point, while everybody else has basically ran away. They just have 1 point and they haven't even won a match yet. So that's a little unfortunate. So maybe they'll find a win, but I believe I projected they'd be last. So far so good, I guess. The current goal leader in the NSL with 4 goals from the Ottawa Rapid, it is Delaney Pridham. The assist leader from Toronto is Nikki Small with a total of 3 assists. And the saves leader from Vancouver, it is Morgan McAshlin with 20 saves. So I feel eventually in the future we're going to see who can break these records in the future. So right now we're just really setting the bar right now. And then let's highlight the Canada Women's National Team players currently playing in the league. On the Montreal Roses, Latif Abdou has 7 matches played and has scored 2 goals, and she has the most shots in the entire league. On Ottawa with Desiree Scott, she has 5 matches played with 1 goal and 1 assist. And on AFC Toronto, the captain Emma Regan, 6 matches played, 1 goal, most recently against Montreal as mentioned. And then I wanted to give a great shout out to Holly Ward on the Vancouver Rise, and she is shining bright in the league. 7 matches played with 2 assists. She ends up forcing a PK that Quinn ends up ultimately scoring on for the first ever goal in the NSL. So she was a part of it. So she deserves to continue being a part of this women's national team and continue to develop. So really cool to see how the NSL is working out for these players. Alright, and that's going to be the end of this preview. I hope you enjoyed it. Coming up, I believe on June 6th, the Canada Men's National Team preview will be coming with the Canadian Shield Tournament. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of content coming up. CONCACAF Gold Cup. We got more friendlies for the Canada Women's National Team coming up literally less than a month from now. So we got a lot of soccer content coming out, as I'll also be traveling to Gold Cup matches and potentially aiming for one of those women's friendlies. So we'll see what happens, how things play out. So I just wanted to say thanks for the support as always, and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more Canada soccer content. And I hope you enjoy this one and you have a good one. Take care.